In this video clip, we want to give you some specific examples of what it means to simplificate. In the previous clip, we talked about the grammar structure, I learn from him. And the geniuses that wrote that textbook put in there, I learned Japanese from Professor Hirohito. So we have the overall principle. So the first rule in simplificating is, when learning new grammar, never use proper names. We eliminated the name Hirohito and we substituted the pronoun him. I learn from him. It's useless to teach people proper names. They are super low frequency words. Most countries, people have thousands and thousands of different names. Don't teach your students names. Let them learn those on their own. So again, rule number one, when focusing on grammar, do not use proper names. Rule number two is very simple. Let me give you an example. The greyhound runs faster than the Arabian. In this example, what they're trying to teach is the word faster. But again, they've introduced the term or the word greyhound and Arabian, complicating that grammar structure. How much simpler to say the dog ran faster than the horse. Or even simpler, he ran faster than I. Or even I ran faster than him. So we eliminate the greyhound, low frequency word. We eliminate the word Arabian. We put in pronouns that are high frequency pronouns, and now the student can focus on the grammar instead of new words. So rule number two for simplificating, don't introduce new words that the student is not familiar with. The third rule is place names. Now, almost every grammar, every textbook uses place names in teaching people about traveling, visiting other places, etc., etc. It's a very fundamental part of learning a language. I live in, I'm going to, I went to school in such and such a city. Typically what these textbooks do, though, is every time they're introducing a new grammar structure, they also want to introduce the new name of a new city. By the time you get to the end of the grammar book, they've expected you to memorize perhaps the name of 15 different cities. They may be cities you never care to go to. You may never care to visit that city. But again, they're complicating the grammar by throwing in new words, in this case place names, likely unfamiliar to the student. So the third rule of Simplificate is use one place name only. In my case, when I was learning Chinese, that was Beijing. I lived in Beijing. That was a word I was going to use again and again. That is a place name. So I chose Beijing. Now, if I was studying French in Paris, I would probably use Paris. I live in Paris. I studied in Paris. I'm going to Paris. So the point is, one, only use one place name, but let your student choose that place name so that he can choose something that's relevant to him. Now, throughout his language learning career, he will always use that one place name. That simplifies everything and makes learning automatic.